Hi, just doing another discussion post, and I'll hop right into it. From the Literacy in the 21st Century, chapter 8, it speaks about teaching comprehension strategies and the things that you should do. It starts off by speaking about the importance of predicting, and then it goes into multiple strategies such as identifying big ideas, predicting, questioning, connecting, evaluating, and how you should attack them as a teacher. And I think that this was a very relevant chapter of the book from here, due to the fact that we are seeing really like these strategies come together as a whole. And it then moves on and breaks down like actually what comprehension means. And I think that a lot of teachers have the assumption that they know, and it was perfect because in this chapter they really start to show what it means to comprehend something. I think that the most important strategy I took from here was the predicting, because my students in the fifth grade, they sort of have the idea of how to use predicting, but they don't really understand the power of their predictions and how to really get into the proper mindset of thinking of using their prior knowledge to what they can look at, and then making an inference basically on what that book's going to be about. And so I picked up some cool strategies that I'll actually be able to use in the classroom on predicting. So that was good. And then on the reading revealed, they also went through just another aspects of just like best strategies. And they spoke about the thinking, wondering, feeling. And I like use that in my classroom all the time. I ask the students like, what do you think about this topic? And then after that, we can build on that to find out what do they wonder, to see if they can find out more on the topic. And then after learning about it, like how does it feel, and bringing it all together. And so that was a cool to see that strategy being reflected in the chapter. Makes me feel good to know that I'm using best best practices. And then it also moves on to see what like the rereading for layered meaning, and that was one of the better strategies for me as well. I always have my students reread, and I usually like to correlate it to a good movie. I say like, oh, if it was a great movie, would you only watch it once? And then they be like, oh no. And so I was like, okay, so let's go back through it. And then on the second time though, it starts to focus on like actually digging deeper through your rereading. So like understanding more due to the fact that you reread this text. And I think that I should focus on that more as a teacher when I'm having my students reread. I know that they're doing it for better understanding, but actually focusing on aspects where they need to be focused on, such as like if there's a key detail in there, we're going to reread this book and sort of focus on this main concept. And that and doing that the first time, and then on the second time going through and finding a completely different thing to focus on to show them how in depth these books really are. But yeah, so that was the readings for the week, and I hope you enjoyed. Have a good one.